Welcome back to the Crypto 618 channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at elephant money. Is it the best time to buy? But before we get started, if you would like to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. Let's get into it. So elephant money. Haven't done a video for elephant money for a little while now. They've been basically on pause since the exploit with their code. But I'm going to give you an update of what's happening with that, and I'll run through the reasons why it could be the best time to buy. So let's have a look at them first. So some of the key points. So elephant money is about to relaunch new contracts. So if we jump over into the Medium article, the latest is update 29. It is, we are code complete on V5 of the reserve/stampede on the Solidity side. That's the programming language for the contracts. The next 48 hours will be used for configuring, adjustments, instantiation, preliminary testing, and minor UI and UX integration. And then preliminary versions of the contracts have also been submitted to PeckShield for audit and feedback. So we are getting really close for the new reserve/stampede coming out. And I'll explain why that's important. So the relaunch of the new contracts is happening. The PeckShield will be auditing the contracts. So they've done a lot with PeckShield. Initially they had with Certec, but since then they've been working closely with PeckShield, and you can have a quick look through this Medium article where PeckShield did a full sort of investigation into what happened. You can actually click on it through this link here. I'll leave that below, but you can see what all the findings and what happened there. But they're working very closely with PeckShield, so that's a good thing moving forward. There's going to be less issues with any type of exploits. I feel much more comfortable personally with that. Now, when Stampede reopens, this is really important. When it opens, money can flow back into Stampede and into the ecosystem. So this whole time, basically the whole trunk, which is the stable coin, has been paused. And so if you're not sure what that is, if we jump into Trunk Stampede over on elephant.money, you'll see this whole section here for minting and depositing. So all these contracts are still currently paused. You cannot mint and redeem at this stage. That's because they're working on the contracts. And same with the perpetual bonds. The only thing you can do currently is roll. There's no claiming of those bonds. So these two contracts are currently paused, and this is what the latest information that's coming through with the new contracts. This is what will be updated. And once this is live again, that means two things. It means that minting can occur, and also more money can be put into the bonds. So at the moment, my understanding is that you cannot actually put any new bonds in there because there's no minting going on. And the only thing you can do is roll, and obviously the claim function has been disabled. But as soon as that comes back online, we're going to see more minting and we're going to see more bonds. And why are we going to see that? Is because once the reserve is opened, you'll be able to see this will be adjusted to a new APR. At the moment it's incorrect, but once it's adjusted to a new APR, you'll be earning good money on the stable coin. And then this hasn't changed here, which is the 205% APR. And some people are looking for longer term stability and want to be able to get paid that 205% over the course of 12 months. And that's why they want to put it into the bonds, and that hasn't changed whatsoever. And so that is the main reason there why that money, once that Stampede opens, the money will flow back into the ecosystem and everything could be rolling along again. Now, if we have a look at the elephant money pricing, it's the same as early March. So if we jump over to here, we're looking at the elephant versus wrap BNB currently on Dex Screener. You can see we had basically from December we started to move, and January was had a good run, backed off in February, and then March it sort of took off. And partly this was a lot to do with if we have a look here. If we look at the volume side of it, you can see here. So you can see the kind of volume we were experiencing here, and then you can see the volume that we had come through here for this this rise, and it started to get there was more and more people that were hearing about elephant money, and this was what was going on here. But at some stage, there was a couple of issues with there was a lot of whales coming in here, and also there was a lot of scammers that were trying to scam people out of their coins, which happens all the time, and partly of that was that volume. And then, of course, we had that unfortunate exploit, which happened right here. So this was some whales selling off, and also there's some scammers. But just have a sort of look at that volume. It peaked there. But just go back to the sort of volume that we were experiencing here, and it was this was the kind of volume I think we're going to see soon, because nothing's really changed in terms of the supply. We've got the market cap at 87 million, currently 25 million in liquidity, but the mechanics of this is still there. You still have the biggest whale, which is the protocol itself, which has between 50 and 51% of all of the elephant tokens. That is holding those, and the rest are held up in the contracts and in the pools. So there is a lot of liquidity in tokens that is locked up, and we're going to be seeing this basically a supply shock, which is what we initially saw here, which is what was happening. And then it wasn't until we had essentially the exploit, which removed some of the funds, quite a bit of funds out of the one of the reserves, and because of that, everything was on paused. But since it's been paused, you can have a look at what's going on. It really hasn't changed. It's been pretty stable with that there, and this goes back to sort of early March prices. So if you sort of got in late up here, or didn't get it all because you saw it was going up too much, it may be a possible buy opportunity. Obviously, do your own research. This is not financial advice, but there's obviously an opportunity there to get back in those pre-levels before it took off again. And there's nothing to say that the mechanics of this won't change, because anyone who purchased elephant money and was holding any point before March has not lost any money on elephant money itself. It's only anyone that's got in this period that has sold out during this period that would be taking a loss. So just keeping that in mind. So if we have a look at the next one, Trunk's pricing is 81 cents. Now, Trunk is obviously meant to be a stable coin. It's meant to be at $1. So if we jump onto Trunk now, just have a look at that. We're just looking at the 1 hourly, and we'll just jump out a little bit. You can see how this is where the exploit happened. It was around about $1. It went down to nearly 60 cents, then went back to nearly $1, bottomed out at 77, went as high as 88, currently at 81. And as soon as the machine starts rolling again, I anticipate that this will move back to peg at around about $1. And anyone that purchased, including myself, so I've been DCAing the whole time, getting into Trunk and also Elephant while these prices have been low, because as soon as this gets up and running again, my thoughts is it's going to go straight back to peg at $1, because there's no reason why that won't happen. So once that goes back to peg, easily I'm going to pick up an extra 20% in that, because it's a stable coin. So that's pretty cool, and you really won't have that opportunity again once it goes back to peg, because we'll see this type of behavior coming from it again. We'll have that stable pattern forming, and it will be hovering around that $1. So at the moment, there is a great arbitrage opportunity between 80 cents and $1. So that is just money waiting to happen, in my opinion. So that's what's happening with Trunk. Now, the mechanics, as I said before, mechanics of elephant money has not changed. All those elements that are in place before are still there, and it's even better because the security has been improved. The way some of the claim functions are happening with the way the Trunk was actually claimed and coming out of liquidity, that is going to be or coming straight out of one of the contracts. That's going to be modified, and it's going to come out of the liquidity pools in the future. So that'll be less pressure on the treasury. The main point about this is elephant money is locking liquidity. It's just a machine. It locks liquidity up, and then it leads to the supply shock. And this is what we saw with that initial rise with Elephant, where this was a supply shock happening. And this is what will, in my opinion, occur again once we get everything running again, because it's just part of the process. Essentially, it's using Pancake Swap, the whole AMA mechanism for how Pancake Swap works and the liquidity pools. And once you lock up the tokens and you make the less ones, the other tokens scarce, it's just going to increase the price, and that's what's happening here. So the question is, are you going to get into Elephant Money before this price goes up? Or are you looking, some other different project and you're not going to get into Elephant Money? I just want to hear your thoughts on what you think about Elephant Money moving forward. That would be great. And I've definitely been buying the whole time, and I can't wait till the new Stampede opens up. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So if you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, and if you would like to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. You can always support the channel just by clicking support channel here and come along over to our private Discord group, and also you can click this little button here and come along to our website, subscribe to our newsletter where we keep you updated with all the latest videos. Alright, I think that's it for today's video. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks guys, bye.